he's the best by any player so far this season as Chibatoni with the hoop and the harm. Bailey pushing the pace and scoring. Annalie Maley with Chibatoni. Now Wilson with the strip. And the Masked Crusaders going to go back the other way for Perth.
It's been circled on the calendar for some weeks now. The top of the table Townsville Fire hosting the third place Perth Lynx with Henshu integrated into the lineup. They've won 2 straight since Hart joined Perth, whilst the Fire, they've rolled off 7 straight and 6 by 20 plus. Welcome to the Townsville Entertainment Centre as the players arrive courtside, checking in thanks to Minor Hotels. And this one promises to be a cracker. Can Townsville secure the season series against the Lynx at home, or can Perth record Townsville's first blemish on their home deck this season? Welcome aboard on what may very well be the game of the season so far. Liam Ellison here in commentary, and alongside me tonight is Beck Cole, 2-time WNBL champion and Olympic bronze medalist with the Opals. Rachel Jarry, welcome to you both.
Thanks, Liam. What an exciting game we have. Everyone, you have enough time to get the microwave popcorn ready because we have an absolute blockbuster tonight.
We certainly do, and, you know, both teams are coming off a big break since their last game now, so these, you know, very smart coaches have had time to come up with plan A, B and C, so I can't wait to see, you know, what tactics we've got in store for us tonight.
This is the second time this season these two have met, and the Townsville Fire got it done all the way back in round 3 now. No Henshu, 79-70 was the final scoreline. So they come in with some exposed form against the Lynx, Beck.
They really do. One standout was Mila Sowa. She was right at home. She absolutely went off. Breakout performance definitely that night. And she just is a big key to the Townsville Fire and their success right now. They have 6 people averaging double figures. So if they share the ball, it's hard to stop because it's just next man up mentality.
It's going to be a big job tonight for Lauren Cox coming up against Henshu. She had a big game out against Sydney last Saturday night. 5 blocks in that one, the league leader in that category.
Coxie, Perth are a bit of a different look to last time you played them with the addition of Henshu, who's come in and found her form really well. What's the focus defensively when you're out on the court?
I think we just have to play our normal game, try to be really physical with her. Don't let her get too deep, don't let her get behind our heads on rolls, and just do whatever we can.
And with this Townsville Fire group, you're such an important role on both ends of the floor. How do you approach this game this week personally to make sure you're playing your best?
I think it starts off the court, taking care of our bodies. We've worked really hard at practice this week and have a good game plan going in, so I think we feel really good about it.
And you've obviously had some big wins lately. Hasn't been too many teams coming close to you. Are you excited for hopefully a good challenge today?
Yeah, I think we go into each game not really knowing what the outcome is going to be, and we take one game at a time, whether they're at the top of the ladder or the bottom of the ladder. So we're just treating it like any other game, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere, and we're excited.
Thanks very much, Lauren. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
The Robin Marr Defensive Player of the Year in WNBL 24-25, averaged 3.1 blocks per contest in that one, and averaging the 2.2 per game to lead the league off the bench in season 26, Lauren Cox. She's going to be a big piece to the puzzle tonight, Rachel, coming up against 6'11" Henshu.
She certainly is. I wouldn't be surprised to see her sub in quite early, depending on how the game's going, but she's going to need every inch of those blocks tonight because Henshu's still got about 17 centimetres on Lauren Cox, but I think she'll be up to the task. We just heard her there talking about the physicality that she's going to be focused on bringing, and yeah, I'm excited to see that matchup.
And Mila Sowa, as you mentioned, Beck, was big last time out, had 26 points all the way back in round 3, and she mirrored that tally last Saturday against the Sydney Flames, having a magnificent season, sitting 4th in league scoring. Here she was with Kate Gaze. In fact, we'll have a look at her highlights from last week for Mila Sowa first before we get to that a little later on. 5 of 8 from downtown, and coming up against her former side this evening for the second time this season. There'll be plenty of Perth players that know her game well.
They sure do. It'll be white line fever. Once they're on the court, each person wants to win, but off court, it's all smiles. She was at Perth for a few seasons. She really made friends. She had a home there, and she just was ready for a new opportunity. She wanted to grow and develop her game under Shannon Seabohm. She knows what he has done with other players. She has other future goals with Australian Opals and the 3x3 Kangaroos, so I can't wait to see what she's going to produce tonight.
Now, home side, they do like to jack it from three. We know that. It's been interesting, though, Rachel. This season, in fact, sits 8th in the league for three-point makes. Just something you wouldn't expect with the brand that they play.
No, absolutely not. It's not something we've come to expect from Perth at all. So I think they'll turn it around, and we've sort of seen that since Henshu's come into the lineup. Is she's taken such a focus that she's allowed the likes of Amy Atwell to get more cleaner shots, and she's started to get hot and heat up, and hopefully we see that continue tonight, and I think we will going into the rest of the season.
She certainly did heat up last Friday against the Southside Melbourne Flyers. Amy Atwell had 32 points in that one and 6 3 balls.
Amy, you guys are coming into this game tonight really confident. You've got a lot of momentum behind you. Where's your advantage tonight against the ladder-leading Townsville Fire?
Yeah, we've been playing a lot better basketball the last few rounds. It's been nice to get Han in here, and we've all kind of fed off that energy. I think tonight will be a really good test to see kind of where we're at against, a really good Townsville side.
And this season, you've been scoring so consistently. You're a great leader for this group. How do you bring your game every single week and make sure that you guys stay successful?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of try to control what I can control. It's really nice when shots are going in. Sometimes they don't always fall though, so just kind of keeping my same energy. I mean, the girls and the coaching staff are really good at putting me in the right spots as well.
And going into tonight against Townsville, they hold themselves on their great defence. What do you guys need to exploit offensively to make sure you can beat them?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can attack the O-glass more. I think that's been a big point of focus for us over the last few weeks because we've been pretty terrible at it this season. And getting out in transition, we love to run. They're a really good defensive team and a good half-court defensive team. So if we can get out and run and speed up the pace a little bit, I think it'll help us.
Awesome. Thank you and all the best tonight, Amy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Making no secret of what the Perth Lynx are looking to do tonight. Push it out in transition with the Fire being so effective, Beck, in that half-court.
They really have been. That is definitely a key focus, is that defensive transition for the Townsville Fire. They need early ball pickup so these Lynx guards can't get downhill easily. And also, don't allow these open threes in transition, and that lady is one of the best at doing them in this league. As well as, you need to stop Henshu and that inside presence. If you just allow the ball to go inside that easily, it's going to be a long night at the office.
And you talked, Becca, before about how great Soa was in their last meeting against each other. Amy Atwell had 5 points and on 1 of 10 field goal shooting, including 0 of 6 from the three-point line. And that is not a stat line we would expect to see from Amy Atwell very often. So I'm sure she's coming into tonight's game ready to rectify that. But, you know, she's been so impressive at getting to the free throw line as well this season. And I think that's really propelled her game and got her ready for now. You know, she's healthy and she's able to get more open shots and help her team.
There is so much improvement left in this Perth Lynx lineup. Amy Atwell had an injury-interrupted campaign in WNBL25, and she is going to continue to work her way back into some scintillating form, you'd suspect, as we round into the back half of the WNBL season. Well, Susie Batkovic is in the house, and she has been the mayor of Townsville for some time. Well, it's just about confirmed now, Kate. Big news.
Yes, I've got Deputy Mayor of Townsville, Susie Batkovic here. You're a 5-time WNBL championship winner, 6-time MVP, and now you are Deputy Mayor of Townsville. How's that feel?
Yeah, pretty crazy. It's been a wild ride from obviously retirement through to obviously becoming a councillor, and now proud to say that, you know, I'm a Deputy Mayor of Townsville City.
And add in 2 beautiful daughters to that as well. How has your amazing basketball career helped you transition into a professional career once basketball finished?
Yeah, I think there's definitely transferable skills that you bring from being an athlete, and that's probably what helped me initially with, you know, going from being an elite athlete into the councillor role. It's amazing how much there was that did help me transfer, but obviously, you know, I've been a counsellor now for 6 years, so there's obviously other learnings along the way. But yeah, I think being an elite athlete at that level, there's definitely was a massive help for me.
And you're from Newcastle originally. You moved up here through your basketball career. You've got a home here now, and you're Deputy Mayor, as we've just mentioned. What do you love most about living in Townsville?
Yeah, look, the lifestyle obviously is incredible. I know that people come here during summer and they die from the heat, but I think once you sort of get used to it, it's not too bad. It's only for 3 months, but the rest of the year is just absolutely incredible. The community, obviously, that's what I fell in love with Townsville initially, why I stayed here the longest that I've ever stayed. And, you know, for me, when I signed a contract, it was a year at a time. It wasn't until I was in Townsville that I was like, actually, I want a 3-year deal. I want to buy a home, and just fell in love with the place and the people.
And the Townsville Fire are obviously very happy to have you over the last, you know, however many years of your career that you were here. Where do you think the club is now since you've left? They've had a couple of ups and downs, but mostly have been very successful. How do you see that now being on the other side of things?
Yeah, they've grown, obviously. You know, they've gone from Townsville Stadium to Tech, and you see by the crowd even tonight on a Sunday, 5:30 game. You know, it's busy and it's great, and they've got this big fan base. But it's a credit to the Fire from, you know, the people that initially got the Fire up and running to, you know, the Sam Pascoes, the girls behind the scenes, what they do. And it's incredible what they do with just a small little army. But it has grown, and that's what we want in general for WNBL. We want the sport to grow and see the amazing talent that we have. And also getting those prime players, those imports into, as we can see, there's a 6'11" girl, you know, who has a huge ability. So seeing those players come and want to play in the WNBL is just fantastic, and, you know, inspire these kids. It's not just little girls at the game, it's little girls and little boys, and I absolutely love that, and I think that's what it's about.
And lastly, Suze, tonight's matchup, who have you got?
A Fire. You don't even have to ask me that, but yeah, I back the Fire. And look, they're doing well. They're out of 10 games, they're 9-1 with 5 road games at the start, and, you know, they only dropped 1, which is incredible. And you can see by their chemistry, you know, that they've clicked early, which is huge, and they seem to all get along, which is great.
It is very important. Thank you so much for joining me, Susie, and all the best as Deputy Mayor of Townsville.
Thank you.
It's fitting, isn't it? Susie Batkovic as Deputy Mayor, and she has been really the leader of that city for some time now after she had so much success there as a player, Rachel.
Oh, absolutely. One of the greatest to ever do it in our league, and how great that she's been such a legend of the WNBL, and that's really the reason that she's the Deputy Mayor of Townsville. She probably would never have moved to Townsville if it wasn't for basketball, and I think that's a really special part of our game.
And she's been a big part of this league. We've played against her many times, and she was so dominant, amazing athlete to have. And I still remember this one time, it was Australian Opals camp. It was in March, we were at the AIS. I was young, she was the experienced one. I couldn't have been more nervous, and she gave me a crunchie and a Mars bar on my birthday, and I felt so special but so nervous at the same time. But it's small things like that it never leaves your memory. So thanks, Suze, I appreciate that.
That is very generous. Such a fierce competitor as well, Susie Batkovic, in her day. Hey, a big in tonight for the Townsville Fire. Chantel Horvat's been out for some time with a finger injury, passed a game time fitness test. That's a huge in at the wing spot.
Yeah, it really is. You know, before she went down, she was really that glue player for Townsville. She was playing a few different roles, something that they really needed coming off the bench, just to be able to give their bigs a little bit of an extra break and throw a different look, both offensively and defensively. So great to see her back out there. Hopefully she's, you know, feeling good and ready to go, because they'll need her tonight.
Coming off the bench today, but you wonder whether there's a little bit of a like-for-like with Annalie Maley when they share time on the floor, possibly?
Oh, Annalie Maley, the rebounding queen. They're two players, Horvat and Maley, who go hard. They play their roles so well. They always go after possessions, and they have a never-say-die attitude. So for me, that is going to be a great matchup when it's there. But Maley, she's a key piece and sort of the engine and the heart of this Lynx team.
Had a season-high 19 rebounds last time out, Annalie Maley. Let's have a look at the Bunnings Warehouse ladder and how it all shapes as we head into the second game of our Sunday doubleheader in round 9. Townsville are top, but they will have to win tonight to stay there. Bendigo have been on some sort of streak to sit at 10 wins, 2 losses. And the UC Caps have found some separation with a pair of wins on Tuesday night and Friday night to sit clear in 4th.
Yeah, they have. They've been really impressive the last couple of games and just look like things are starting to click. So they'll want to sort of keep their winning streak going to try and, you know, continue to separate themselves. But yeah, tonight's matchup is huge because there's no better test for Perth than Townsville in Townsville, but it's all a mental game, particularly when you look towards the end of the season. Townsville are not going to want to drop a game at home to one of those other 2 teams who are at the top of the ladder with them because, you know, down the stretch, it's going to take beating Townsville in Townsville to win a championship.
And head-to-head absolutely could become a factor between these two. Perth Lynx hoping to tie the season series up at 1 apiece, but come finals time, that could decide who gets home court.
It really could, and we all know, we've been there, Rach, home court advantage is crucial, and it can make a big difference when you get to game 3, if that's the way it heads, to be able to go home, have your 6-man with your fans, and that is big time game changer.
Particularly when you're talking about at the top of the ladder, Perth, Townsville and Bendigo, probably the furthest travel for all of those that you could possibly get in the WNBL. So home court advantage is crucial.
Perth are still rounding into form, as we noted, and Ali Wilson has had an unbelievable season last year. All WNBL first team, 16 per contest. She was frenetic throughout. Just the 10 points per game so far this season. There's growth there for her, I think.
There sure is, but I also think you have to give her a bit of grace. She came back from having knee surgery. A few games in, breaks her nose, so now she's wearing a nose guard, and that is hard. You can't see, it's not the same, but for her, I think she'll really get going soon and find her form.
Welcome aboard for this round 9 doubleheader in the WNBL. It's a big one tonight. First versus third on the table. It's the Townsville Fire hosting the Perth Lynx at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. And this is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry with you here in commentary. And there are stars in the house tonight for the Townsville Fire. We've heard from Susie Batkovic already, and in the house as well, Mia Murray, 3-time champ and 2015 Grand Final MVP with the Fire. Spoke to Kate Gaze.
Mia Murray, Townsville Fire legend. You've won 3 championships in the WNBL. How do you feel now being on the other side of the court watching from the stand?
I tell you, it's a lot less stressful. I really enjoy coming to the Fire matches. They're in a good position for this season, so I don't know. It's nice to be out on the court, but it's lovely to be standing and watching them succeed as well.
And you've seen this program develop over the years from when we played together back in 2015 or earlier for you. How proud are you of what you've done prior to these years to now see the success that the Townsville Fire have had?
Yeah, look, I think what I'm most proud of is the fact that the club are continuing to stay at the top. And, you know, I might be biased, but the championship always goes through Townsville. So, yeah, it's quite nice to see where we came from and to seeing it stay at the top, like I said, as the professional outfit that it is.
And in tonight's matchup, obviously Perth have added Henshu. What do you think of that, and how do you think they'll challenge Townsville Fire tonight?
Yeah, look, I'm really excited to see her in the flesh. I've only seen her, you know, play on TV. I think Shannon would have done his homework. The Fire maybe throw, you know, a few double teams at her, but the one for me, you know, Alex Chipatoni, she's in some good form, so I think if we can limit her and her effectiveness on the game, we'll be okay.
And so your pick tonight is who? Townsville Fire?
I think I'll go for Townsville, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks very much for joining me, Mia.
Thank you, Gazy.
No surprises where Mia Murray's allegiances lie tonight. And Jonathan Thurston is in the house as well, NRL superstar. He is here to watch on for the Townsville Fire. Coming up against Henshu, it's Hans' first outing against the Fire. They last met in round 3 when Townsville prevailed 79-70. And Han is loving life in the WNBL already. 20.5 points per game, 1.5 threes. Talk us through her diverse game, Beck.
It is impeccable at 6'11", the touch she has around the rim. Her jump shot is phenomenal. Her footwork is outstanding, but then also she can shoot the 3. So I don't think you can ask much more from Henshu.
You can't. 6'11" superstar out of China for the Perth Lynx. Let's welcome in as well the 4th member of our team here tonight, courtside at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Kate Gaze, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. So much energy here today. There's so many people here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and there's so much hype about obviously Henshu being in this build. Really give Townsville a bit of a run for their money. I know the fans are loving all the games that they've been able to win by 20, 30 points, but they also are very excited to hopefully have a close game here tonight.
Big feeling in the house tonight, Kate. There's the big names in attendance. Susie Batkovic, Mia Murray, who we both heard for. Jonathan Thurston as well here to cheer on the Fire. It's got to be a big feeling tonight for this one.
Yeah, we often get a lot of big names in the stadium here. Jonathan Thurston was a big part of, obviously, the Cowboys' success in town here, and at the same time when we were winning championships with the Townsville Fire. So it's great to have so many people supporting the girls here, continuing to show their support and getting down and amongst the great atmosphere.
And Gazy, I feel like it's a reunion tour right now with you, me and Rachel, so it's great to be back on court. But you were talking about the energy and the atmosphere. I want to know, how many cowbells are out there tonight to try and put Han off her game?
We love a cowbell here in Townsville, as both of you guys are well aware of. I think there's a lot around. There's a few older fans that have been here throughout the whole tenure of the Townsville Fire, so I think we're in for a very loud show tonight for Henshu.
And Gazy, I'll just straighten up, and can you tell me, have you got any keys for tonight's game? What matchups are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to the Alex Chibitoni matchup with either Mila or Abby Ellis. I really love what she's doing with the Perth Lynx. Like Mia said earlier in the broadcast, obviously Han, having her in the league, world-class player. I think the Townsville Fire are still starting their regular matchup, which is interesting. I thought maybe we'd see Lauren Cox come into the lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how we start the game and how early Lauren Cox might come into the game.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kate. Looking forward to your insights throughout the call. And something we've spoken of as well, Rachel, Lauren Cox, will she be inserted early? Just that extra 193 centimetres to take on the likes of Henshu.
Yeah, and it's not a luxury every team in our league is having someone of that size to try and combat the huge size of Henshu. So I would expect to see her quite early. We'll see how they line up. But, you know, Townsville will trust themselves that they can make Henshu defend on the other end and try a few different things in defense to try and stop her influence. But, yeah, no doubt we'll see Lauren Cox out there pretty quickly.
Keys to the game tonight, Beck. What do both sides need to do and execute correctly to get it done in their favour?
A big one for me, Townsville. I said it earlier, but it's a defensive transition. Early ball pickup. You need to make sure that you're not letting Chia Batoni and the likes of Ali Wilson get downhill early. And you definitely cannot let Atwell get just open three balls beyond the arc. As well as Henshu, she's 6'11". What an inside presence. You can't just let them throw easy passes into her inside the post.
So Woods, Ellis, Alex Fowler and Alicia Froling, the five for the Fire. And Rachel, your keys to tonight?
Yeah, for me, well, there's plenty of matchups I want to see, but I think for Perth, I'll be interested to see how they defend the on-ball. We know that the Townsville Fire are so good at making decisions, and their guards in Soa, Woods and Ellis are in such great form that you need to be able to stop them. So for me, you know, I'd look at a hard show or a trap and really try and get it out of those guards' hands, try and get it into Fowler and Froling's hands, make them be the ones making the decisions, and don't worry, they're more than capable of doing that, but I think the guards for Townsville are in just such great form that you need to try and stop them catching the ball as much as you can.
They certainly are. They work as a unit. They do it by committee, the Townsville Fire. Chia Batoni, Atwell, Wilson, Maley and Henshu are the five for the Perth Lynx. And we heard from Alicia Froling during the week, who spoke about having to come up against 211 centimetres Henshu. Well, she's got some practice against her brothers in the backyard.
She sure does, and we've heard a lot of girls and women in this league who have had their brothers who also play basketball or other professional sports, and they've gone, you know, their whole childhood, whatever sport it was, getting blocked, getting pushed to the ground. But it's made them who they are today as players, and you know what? At least she has a great warm-up.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I was the older sister beating up on my little sister, so I didn't quite get the brother experience, but what great preparation for tonight for her.
Absolutely. Sam standing at 213, Harry at 210 to get her set for what is going to be a huge matchup tonight. Tip has been delayed with games around the country going to overtime, but now we are moments away from this one. It is the game of the round, and round 9 in the WNBL, the Lynx and the Townsville Fire. It's a contrast of styles Townsville, who was so effective in the half court, the Lynx will try and open them up in transition. We will see which prevails here tonight. Fire fans here in attendance on their feet. The Cowbells ready to ring. It's been summer homestand for the Fire after the first 5 games of the season for them on the road. They are undefeated at this venue, just the 1 loss on the season, 9-1. Can they keep that undefeated record at home going here? It's Henshu and Alicia Froling to contest the tip. Great to have your company. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry with you in commentary. And the Lynx to kick us off. Here's Chivatoni. Woods defending point. Ellie Wilson sporting that mask with the broken nose earlier in the year. Chivatoni connects for 3.
And Chivatoni is shooting the best she has in the WNBL from 3-point territory, and what a way to start the game.
Perfect for Perth. Skip past to Sowa. 26 points last time out between these two. Perth hoping to take the Townsville crowd out of it early here. First post catch for Henshu, long way from the iron. Atwell stepping back for 3. Maley's first rebound of the evening. Ellie Wilson a long way downtown.
And that will feel nice for Ellie Wilson. We talked about that she's been a little bit down on her scoring output, although her assists have been great again this season. But seeing that first one go down will feel really good for her.
2 of 3 from distance early for Perth. Townsville have cruised to 6 straight wins by 20 plus, 7 straight total. This shapes as a real challenge for them. Sowa from the elbow.
And we see Hahn just placing her 2 feet in the key, just being big, but that didn't threaten Sowa. She came to a nice jump shot over the hands of Henshu.
Shu, top of the painted area. Looking to back down Froling. Not giving up any real estate. There's the length of Hahn, not that time. Woods exploring. Drops it off to Froling and denied. Henshu, stonewall D. That is tough to fight by. Abby Ellis out of the baseline, downtown Abby. 3 back to the Fire. Here's Maley straight down the boulevard.
And that's what Perth are so good at. Whether you think it's offensive transition or they're just slowly walking it up, it doesn't matter what guard it is, but they can push and attack and run it down your throat.
Poked out of bounds from Atwell. Sowa against her former club. Woods draws the foul call on Atwell. So much talent across the guard spots for both these sides this evening.
There is, and you know, they're both of their guard spots are just the engine room for their teams. You know, in Townsville, Sowa and Woods are the only ones averaging, as we see Sowa in there with another nice jump shot, but they're the only ones averaging double-figure shot attempts per game. So they're getting the most shots in their team, and it's really spread out otherwise, so that's why it's such a key.
Chivatoni fighting through.
And Chibba will get those looks all day if Abby Ellis is matching up against her. She loves to bully ball the smaller guards, and she can shoot over the top of them.
Abby Ellis probing. Over the outstretched arm of Henshu, and Froling has been fouled.
And speaking of the guards, Rach, from Townsville, you spoke about the luxury of Lauren Cox coming off the bench, but what about the luxury of bringing Lucy Olsen off the bench?
100%. Just been so great for them, averaging just over 10 points, 3 assists and nearly 3 rebounds, just doing it all and playing her role perfectly.
Both the imports have really bought in for the Fire, excelling off the bench. Such a strong 7-player rotation for Townsville. And now Chantel Horvat, back from injury, set to add to that. Abby Ellis for her second free ball.
And Woods leading the league in assists, averaging just under 7 a game. Like you said, Rach, she's double figures for scoring. She is second leading her team after Sowa, but she just finds her teammates so well.
Well, contact from behind, 3 shots to come.
A smart play by Atwell there. She felt the defense on her back, and there was really no choice but to foul in that situation. So Atwell got that shot up, got herself to the free throw line.
She is just the best in the biz when it comes to making people foul her from beyond the arc. It is quite impressive.
Atwell coming off 32, last out. And make sure you do not miss a game as we round into the second half of WNBL26. It is the perfect family day out, and you get a great game day atmosphere. Scan the QR code now for tickets and the full season fixture at WNBL.com.au. Fowler over the timeline. Fighting through was Woods on the left hands.
A great decision by Woods. She saw Harned come out. She just gave a little head fake and then used her speed to get around her.
Henshu the jump hook. First points tonight for Hart. Great start offensively here. Perth 71%. The Fire 63% from the field. So we're bursting into that handoff. Cut off and the foul call. 13 against the Perth Lynx.
And we see in pick and rolls at the moment, the scout obviously for Hahn is to be in a drop. So that means you stay fair back, you're in the key. So Townsville Fire guards are going to find a lot of jump shots to their access. And to be honest, they're really good at them. So I'll be intrigued to see if it stays like that the whole game.
Fowler baseline. And again drawing contact. This time it's on Ali Wilson. She'll head to the stripe for 2. Lauren Cox will check in halfway through the first quarter here, replacing Froling.
And that's also Wilson's second personal foul. So we know at the start of the season when she was out, we had the likes of Chi Batoni just really step up in her absence, but she's the head of the snake for the Perth Lynx. So next time she comes out, she'll have to stay clean because they need her in the game.
They sure do. Malley does well to combine with Hahn. Here she is down the floor. Henshu on the O-glass, and she finds her way to the stripe.
You can already feel the physicality, the passion, the momentum that Cox and Hahn are going to play with tonight. We had it earlier with Unique Thompson and Sanaya Fagan, and we have another great big-to-big matchup.
Shot 75% from the line so far in her 2 outings for Perth. Averaging 20.5 points per game, 1.5 threes per game as well. And she splits a pair. Early entrance for Steph Gorman for Perth. Down the floor is Woods. Now they've got them in rotation. Fowler from 3. Bailey assessing on Ellis. Well, has Woods on her back. Single numbers down for Chibatoni. With 1 teardrop so far. Kept in nicely from Maley. Townsville basketball.
That was a good defensive possession from the Fire. Initially started with great one-on-one defense from Ellis, not letting Maley get downhill. And then they really pressured them and forced Lynx into that turnover.
Fire up, Townsville, fire up! Fire
Lucy Olsen out there for her first minutes.
Fire up, Townsville, fire up!
Woods carving through the keyway.
She just makes that look so easy every single time, and It's just not. She's just got such great poise when she gets inside the key.
Tough make from Woods to tie it up here, 15 apiece. 5.5 gone in the first quarter. Great energy here tonight at the Townsville Entertainment Centre as Henshu cans the three.
And she checked to see that her big toe wasn't over the line, and it was up and it was in. It's so impressive from 6'11" Henshu.
Here's Olsen around the pick, pulling up with a midi this time, batted out from Cox. Chibatoni can run the offense. Henshu, same spot. Short that time, Maley on the follow.
Maley doing Maley things right.
And that's when it's a good shot for Henshu, because she does have, you know, the league's best rebounder in Maley in there, who's going to clean up the boards if it doesn't go in.
Already has 4 of them, Natalie Maley, 2 offensive. And the Amy replay, Henshu involved from distance early.
And that's now Perth's 5th team foul. So for the next almost 4 minutes, Townsville Fire will be going to the line. So Perth will need to make sure they maintain and be aggressive, but they need to be clean.
Let's ring those fire bells, fire fans, ring the fire bells!
Atwell takes a break for the Lynx.
Hands up!
Bonus 3 throws for Lucy Olsen. She's a 95% 3-throw shooter this season.
Oh, Liam! Commentator's curse.
Where's the way? Oh, dear. Substitutions as Olsen gets set for a second. Lynx 3 of 5 from beyond the arc here. Fire 2 of 4. It's been high quality action early and a rare. Oh,
wow.
I blame you, Liam.
Yeah, you're an apology, Liam.
I blame you for blaming me. Here's Maley. Perth opting to their bench unit here. Tegan Graham out there, the New Zealander. Maley and Fowler, strong side opened up. Cox came across. Henshu had to go. There's that half-court defense that Townsville have done so successfully this year.
That was just great one-on-one defense by Fowler on Maley there. Maley was really trying to find a way to get something going, but Fowler was up to the task, stayed in front. Great job.
Ellis at top. Kicked out, great find. Out to Fowler.
And sorry, Liam. Fowler is just always in the right spot at the right time. She plays her role remarkably. She's almost someone I want to be a little bit more selfish and shoot the ball more, but Townsville Fire, they're obviously winning what they're doing. Everyone plays so selfless. But she's shooting the ball at 68%. So her shot selection is impeccable.
That's an extraordinary number. Abby Ellis whips it out to Woods. Run off the three-pointer and sticks it. Ball movement sublime once again from the Fire. And that is textbook Townsville basketball. Timeout, 2:24 remaining here in the first quarter, and 20 apiece in this top 3 matchup between Townsville and Perth. Even spread of scorers here early days. Abby Ellis has 6. And for the Perth Lynx, Henshu leads the way with 6 as all 5 starters rather, for the Perth Lynx have got involved.
Well, we've gotten exactly what we would expect from these two teams, and we've seen some great offense, some great defense, and, you know, no team's really got the ascendancy. Townsville just got a bit of momentum there, and Ryan Petrick's going to try and draw something up to change that now. But, you know, a great sort of tussle at the moment with some great plays at both ends of the floor.
Kate Gay's caught up with Shannon Seabom before the match. Talked about how he could combat Henshu in the paint.
I think just moving the ball, getting them into rotations. Obviously, Han's going to be there in the middle of the keyway, you know, quite a bit. So I think trying to run some action where she has to come out and guard people outside the paint and on the perimeter and that sort of thing to open the floor up is going to be important. But yeah, I think, we'll see how we go and we'll just make adjustments as we need to.
Well, early days, it seems like they've been able to achieve that.
They have. We've seen a couple of times Hahn has closed out hard. We've seen the likes of Courtney Woods give a pump fake, get right to the rack, whether she creates for herself or facilitates. So I think they've been doing that remarkably well. And I always say Shannon Seaborn has to be one of the smartest coaches in the league. And he's like a chess master, because you give him a play, he knows a way to counter-attack what you just did.
Absolutely. 5-time Coach of the Year, Shannon Seaborn, including the last 3 in a row. Kate Gaze was listening in to the Perth huddle. Kate?
Yeah, guys, Coach Ryan Petrick, he was very much calming the ship there. He was talking what they need to focus about on defense, sort of maybe giving them a bit of space and not getting blown by like you guys were just mentioning, and also not fouling. It's obviously they're in foul trouble at the moment, so emphasising that.
Thanks, Kate. Ali Wilson with 2.
And we see Chantel Horvat back since her injury for the first time, so it's great to see her on the floor, and she'll be great to get some minutes under her, especially against the Lynx.
That's a huge in for the Townsville Fire. Lauren Cox disrupting shots, doesn't matter. Ali Wilson back out there. Here is Horvat. And off tonight. So we're working hard. Offensive foul.
That will also be Cox's second personal foul. So she is one, obviously, that we thought is going to be a key matchup for Hahn. So for her to be out, that's a big loss right now.
Kiara Waite inbounding. Perth Junior. Inside the arc. White with the juice. Woods with the outlet. How about that? Weighted perfectly to find Chantel Horvat.
What a pass, like a quarterback throw.
Wilson, immediate attack downhill. Nice slingshot forward once more. Courtney Woods, the C's opened up and Henshu came across. Worried her out of it. Woman inside, Shu. Rolling in front of her. A couple of pump fakes, and that was clinical.
And that is the footwork I'm talking about. It is so smooth and so pretty.
Chinese international off to a great start here, 8-3, early days. Screen provided from Froling Woods. Henshu again challenging, but that one good off the glass.
Woods has been so good at getting to the rack so far tonight, Rach.
Yeah, and we know that's just a big part of her game already, but on that one, she made the adjustment after the previous shot and was able to finish over Zhu.
Shu again down low and drawing a lot of attention. Hack on the arm and 2 free throws to come. Second trip to the spot for Henshu. As Graham takes a break. Imposing presence and a character who has really gelled with this Perth team straight away.
She sure has. I think people thought it would take a few games for her to mesh in, but it was seamless. That first game she had against Canberra, it was absolutely remarkable, but she had been doing training with Ryan over Zoom before she had arrived in Australia, and I think those Zoom classes worked pretty well.
Ever trained over Zoom before, Beth?
No, I wouldn't say I've gone back to do much study, Liam, but never say never.
Here's Horvat. Shot clock ahead of the game clock, Olsen. And the juice is true. Trading leads here in the first quarter. And the shot clock unplugged to finish the period. Ali Wilson penetrating, kick out. Maley won't be in time. Oh, Lucy Olsen waved off. Townsville fans love it nonetheless. 26-25 here. What a first period in the game of the round. The Fire and the Lynx in this top three clash.
Give me that ice, give me that cold girl, isn't that nice? You love
13 lead changes in the first quarter here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. This one didn't count. Impressive from beyond the timeline from Lucy Olsen. It's been fun so far. 26-25, the Fire with the lead. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry with you on the call. And that one, well, lived up to expectations in the first.
It certainly did. You know, the stats are pretty even on both sides at the moment. The Townsville is shooting at 65%. That's probably the biggest difference right now. But both teams had some good looks, some good defensive possessions, and I expect that to continue, and we're in for a real great game.
Sure are. Alex Fowler in the posts. 6 points for the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup MVP for the Opals. Right on the perimeter. Well, coming off 6 tray balls, sliced out, and that's a great defensive play. Down the floor with Olsen. So a quick trigger, wanted the foul call, and gonna get it.
Again, just great defense by Froling. She's done some great one-on-one defense, whether it's against Hahn or off pick and roll D with the guards. She's been really instrumental and physical down on that defensive end. But again, Fire can push the ball just as well. And now Sowar going to the line for 3.
Sowar perfect from the line so far. Queensland-born returning to the Sunshine State this season after spending the previous 2 campaigns with the Perth Lynx and a Duke in the NCAA. She is a flamethrower from up beyond the arc. Backed out with Waite. Waite, look from 3, got it.
And she is a shooter. You cannot leave her open like that. She's more than capable of knocking that one down.
Olsen. Backed out to Sowar, feeding inside. Great offense, Townsville.
That was a masterclass in execution of how to run a play. Everyone is on the move. It makes it so hard to defend, and they always just find each other and give up a good shot for a great shot.
5-point cushion for the Perth Townsville Fire, rather, is Atwell. It's caught some inadvertent contact. Little Ginger walking down the floor.
Well, the Fire have done well holding Atwell to only 2 points so far, especially coming off that big 32-point game against the Flyers. She's definitely one you need to shut down.
Olsen backed out with Froling. Sowa, lightning quick once again. Bailey coming off that 19 rebounds against the Flyers last round. Here's Chipatoni. Good look from 3 for Annalie Maley. Oh, Ali Wilson got a mid to it. Stays Fire basketball.
Oh, sorry, Beck. But Henshu's off the floor at the moment, and it looks like Perth are still in a drops on the on-ball, and I'd like to see them possibly change that up, especially when Ju's sitting out, so they can apply a little bit more pressure, because we know how good Townsville are when they get into that spot, as Sowa just shows us.
9 points now for Mila Sowa. Effective with a snake dribble on that occasion. Well, battling baseline feed, Sally Wilson. Perth will have 15 to work. It's just a short break for Henshu. She replaces Kiara Wade. Wilson initiating offense, down low, and the seal.
Beautiful play. We've run that a few times in our time, right?
Absolutely, and that, I mean, there's not really much else Froling could do in that situation when the pass is that perfect.
Backed out with Ellis. Chibitoni with a hostage dribble. Froling gets the foul on Henshu.
And that was smart by Froling. Kept 2 feet, gave a pump fake, got hard in the air, and then went up and into her body.
Just the first personal for Hahn. Silence has come over the Townsville Entertainment Centre as the Townsville local Alicia Froling drains the first. One rebound favours Fowler. Chance to extend this 6-point buffer. Wilson hesitates and good off the glass.
That was a cheeky little move, right? She made that look easy, but that was tough.
Game high, 8-point lead to Townsville here. Shu draws the foul. Townsville need to win tonight to stay top of the table. Bendigo hot on their heels. They're 10-2. Well, inside the painted area, Milasowa warming up. Gotta go, Wilson. Right on the shot clock horn. Bailout from Ali Wilson needed for the Perth Lynx.
And that hurts when you've played 23 beautiful seconds of defense.
Sure does. 3.5 gone here in the second quarter. Lucy Olsen's been hot coming off the bench. Chibitoni wants to get Milasowa down low and does. Chibitoni to the stripe for 2. The Amy replay is the hot shot clock. Horn winds down. Ali Wilson able to come up with a 3. David on the first as you hear the cowbells ring around the Townsville Entertainment Centre.
Sure can, Liam. I've heard them plenty of times before.
Always ominous. Ellis into the front court. Woods alone for three. Maley running it down the floor. Henshu left that time. One had a hand in that comes up with a steal for Perth. Cox able to cut it off cleanly. Fowler's got a mismatch here. Henshu recognises it. Long rebound again for Alex Fowler. Second offensive rebound in the quarter. Same spot. Lauren Cox rattles out. Yet another chance for second chance points for Townsville. And they get the result feeding Lauren Cox, but Henshu with a hand in.
Let off the hook getting that stop because you generally cannot give. So we see a great finish there from Maley. You can't give Townsville 3 looks at a shot with those offensive boards. Something Perth will need to clean up.
6-0 run for the Perth Lynx. Townsville 38, lead Perth 36. Turned into a bit more of a half-court game in this second quarter.
It sure has. We've seen those last few possessions try to go up, back, turnovers happening, but definitely settled in more into Townsville's favour with that half-court offense. But you can see Perth up in a full-court press, trying to make Townsville play quicker and shoot earlier shots in the offense.
Perth Lynx are without Yamaya Morris tonight with an ankle injury, who's expected to return in round 10. Townsville Fire without Saffron Shields, who's had that ankle injury for some time now. Not too far away, though, is the word. All that returning this round with a finger injury. One timeout apiece remaining for both coaches. Perth with a 6-0 run to cut the margin to one possession. But the pace has slowed down in this second quarter after a frenetic opening. And it has turned into more of a half-court battle. Liam Ellis, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry with you in commentary. Second game of a WNBL doubleheader here in round 9. You just joined us. It's first versus third. Match of the round. Ellis, general in the offense. Now picks up her dribble. Cox able to feed her with the cut. 10th team assist of the game. Tegan Graham penetrating. Runs into Lauren Cox. And the league-leading shot blocker comes up with it. Sowa, transition tray. Not that time, and big collision on the rebounds. Chibatoni there. And looks sore. Abby Ellis came in late.
Oh, yep. Just a bit of a... got sort of sandwiched in there, Ellis did, and knocked into Chibatoni, but you know, both girls are very tough players, and hopefully they're able just to shake it off now and keep going.
Landing right on that tailbone. She looks to be okay, Abby Ellis.
We're getting ready for our match stop race at half-time. The match stop for the unboarding up.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Ellis will take the inbounds. Gorman replacing Chibatoni. Now they'll reset. Abby Ellis, her second season with the Fire, breakout player of the year last campaign. Lead changes so far in this one. And down low is Kiara Waite.
And what a nice move. She faked the handoff, kept her dribble alive, and got a nice lane to the basket.
And there was no split line defense because Fowler was too worried on the other side of the floor about Henshu.
Good slicing through, clean D. Perth can slingshot forward. Wilson, deep triple, early shot clock. Taps the advantage of Henshu, and that is trouble of your Townsville. Let's get down to KK, he's on the floor.
Yeah, guys, back when I played with the Townsville Fire, there was an unspoken sort of thing between Townsville Fire and the Perth Lynx, a rivalry that was really fierce, and it seems to have transferred over the years between these coaches. I don't know what it is, but it is a fierce battle up there, and everyone is coming on this floor ready to fight the other team. It's really great to see.
They've been perennial finals contenders for some time now, these two. Thanks, Kate. Met in the semi-final series last season. As the Fire got it done over Perth. Here's Gorman around the pick. Not on the same page on that occasion. Numbers ahead, and Fowler all alone in transition.
And you just can't turn it over like that against the Fire. They're going to make you pay. Gorman had the shot. She had a wide open jump shot, and she just, you know, sometimes when you've got a player of Henshu's size, you do get a bit distracted and you're trying to make a pass, but she just needs to be confident and take her shot.
Alex Fowler now leading the way after a big second quarter with 12 points for the Townsville Fire. And make sure you head to WNBLstore.com.au to pick up your favourite team jersey. Your favourite players, all their online team apparel, merch, jerseys, all at the WNBL store. Just in time for Christmas as well, Beck.
What a great present it would be. You can get your favourite player's jersey gifted to your loved one.
Absolutely. You reckon Henshu's is probably sold out already?
Absolutely.
Their demand, no doubt. Ryan Petrick's team taking it right up to Townsville here. 1 point separated them at quarter time. Tegan Graham and Kiara Waite will join the starters on floor for the Lynx. Big names in the house tonight. Susie Batkovic, Mia Murray, Jonathan Thurston, all here to see this first versus third matchup. Waite in the corner, kick back. Waite would find an Olsen. Opportunity for Townsville. Backheel on the three, crashing the glass, Maley. Who else? Finds Ellis, and the room service for Horvath.
And what an O board by Lucy Olsen and a pass by Abby Ellis. It's just beautiful ball movement, and that's why they have 11 assists already in this game.
Long way from home. Maley again hits the deck. Needs to find some help. Thanks, Lynx basketball.
And Maley had no business getting that rebound. That is just Maley doing her thing, and that's all heart and effort to be able to get across it and get that one.
$11 to work with for Perth as we go to the mop here.
Maley's already got 7 rebounds, Rach, so I'm sure we'll see another double-double again tonight.
Absolutely. We just expect it of her now.
Double-double machine. Leading rebounder, Adelie Maley, just under 13 per night. 4 seconds. Atwell inside, tough drive. Stays with the play, though. Up into the body of Horvath and gets the roll. Running the offense this time. Woods. Feeding Horvath, and Henshu got a hand in. Already registered 1 block this evening, Henshu. .90 seconds to go here in the first half. Abby Ellis off the inbounds. Oh, Woods. That was tough. Tripped up Atwell. Now with Maley. Atwell in rhythm, can walk into a 3. Well collected from Courtney Woods. Woods with Henshu in front of her. How do they play this to fire? You want to find them in rotation, and Courtney Woods drains the treble.
The Fire are just so good at attacking the paint, getting 2 feet in there, and then knowing whether to shoot or pass the ball. Like you said earlier, Rach, their decision-making is just impeccable.
Well, finds her way to the free-throw line. 1 of 5 so far this evening for Amy Atwell after that 32-point outburst last Friday against Southside Melbourne.
Townsville are making it hard for her tonight. They've really, put some work into the scout, and she's not, coming by any really easy shots at this point, and we wouldn't expect anything less out of this game, but getting to the free throw line, that's what she's been great at and what she needs to continue to do.
Well, comes up with it. Second chance, opportunity. Adelaide Maley drains it herself.
What about Maley?
Okay.
What a rebound into a triple. She has some sort of engine, that girl.
She does. Relentless. Woods drawing the foul, and bonus free throws here to come for Townsville. Second on Amy Atwell.
And again, isn't that a great matchup? 2 Aussie Opal guards going head-to-head in Woods and Atwell.
Porter with a reach. The co-captain for the Fire. First team honours last season for the Fire. Having another fantastic campaign, and goes 2 of 2. 20 seconds here, the Lynx hoping for the last look. Houston will let time wind down. Tony had space to fire, and she'll drill it.
I'm just not even surprised that she made that. That is what Chipper does this season.
Abby Ellis inside. And that'll do it for halftime. 49 apiece here after 20 minutes of action. It has been high quality. The Fire and the Lynx don't go anywhere. This is going to be a lot of fun down the stretch. Fans up and about at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. It was a 1-point ball game at quarter time. And then the Lynx take it in the second quarter. Alex Fowler has been terrific for Townsville, and she's down there with Kate Gase.
Alex, a really high-scoring first quarter, and then again, almost the same in the second quarter. How's it feel out there?
Yeah, there's a lot of energy going on. I think both teams are really competitive. Every year, us and Perth always seem to be the ones battling it out in the end. So it's a good challenge for us. I think we just need to lock in on some things.
What do you think Shannon will go in at halftime to say to you guys?
Rebounding, I think that's a big issue for us. They're very tall, athletic. I think they're just out-rebounding us and getting second chances. And then defensively, I think we can just slow them down a little bit. They're getting early, fast-paced shots, so yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Alex. Good luck for the second half.
Thanks, Casey.
Despite that, the Perth Lynx lead the rebounds 23-21. It's been fairly even in that capacity. Cannot separate these two at the moment. 49 apiece here in Townsville. Stick around, halftime break. Coming up after this, we'll talk it all through and how it has transpired so far. Henshu in the lineup, and we have ourselves a ball game.
I've been getting ready for a party under the sun. Wake up.
and do some sort of summer-themed dance. Kick off. No? No. You're the DJ? Just bust a move. Well, don't work it out. And then they've got to make a basket. You'll later. Alrighty, kids. I think the final words are being given. I'm a bit concerned this is going to go haywire. Mascots ready? Mascots, put your hands up. We've got orange cross. Alright. Red team. Here we go. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Wing through the corners. Our fire service. Followed by a rotating.
That's just our style.
Welcome back to the halftime break here in Townsville. We're tied up 49 apiece. It has been high quality action, efficiency to say the least. 2 turnovers for Townsville at the half, 4 for Perth, both shooting just around 50% from the field. And it's not like the defense has been bad either.
No, it certainly hasn't. You know, both teams have come to play. It's just been better offense, but you know, we can say that here, but I know both coaches will be sitting in their halftime change rooms talking about defense, talking about how they can slow each other down. So I think both teams will be making some adjustments in the second half.
We knew coming in this one was going to be a lot of fun. Is there any chance it's exceeded expectations, Beck?
I don't think so. I think we're getting exactly what we've asked for tonight. There's still time to refill your popcorn bucket because what a game this has been. This is just giving us an absolute taste of finals fever and what is to come. But I cannot wait to see what these two teams have in store for us in this second half.
Let's have a look how it's all played out so far. Thanks to Hungry Jacks with the half-time highlights. And there has been plenty pushing the pace, the Perth Lynx. Early days, it's been a one-possession game for most of this contest and plenty of makes from beyond the arc, Rachel.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we see a little bit of the evolution of Perth's game. They have been slowed down quite a bit, and we know that's something that they want to work on is being able to play multiple styles of game and not just be that run-and-gun team. So I think they've adjusted quite well to that, and actually it's Townsville who are winning the fast break points at the moment with 7. So they've been the ones that have been able to push the pace a little bit, particularly, you know, against that press, as we see Courtney Wood slice through there for a nice 2. But, you know, they've been impressive as well, moving the ball as they always are.
They certainly have been. They've got 13 team assists, and equally Perth have been really balanced as well and measured, Beck.
They really have. They've had a great inside-outside game. They've got their three-point shots off that we know they can all do really well. But then they've looked inside for Hahn, and then, of course, Maylee getting her team's second chance possessions has been phenomenal. She's almost got 50% of their rebounds.
Here's the Blackmores head-to-head and just a lazy 10 rebounds at the half for Annalie.
Just a lazy 10, but that's just Maylee doing Maylee things, and she honestly has the engine of about 2 people, so it's so impressive. But she is what the Perth Lynx need in that position, and she's so great at doing it.
Alex Fowler had a fantastic second quarter as well, with 12 points to her name to lead the way for the Townsville Fire. Henshu, her first outing against Townsville this evening, and she has delivered so far in this one. Here's a look at her forward shot chart and how she's got it done, including from distance early. We know that she's got that in her package, Rachel.
Yeah, certainly. She can score in multiple ways, and you know, we see that beautiful footwork there to get around Froling. But you know, Townsville are really making her life tough. She's having to work for these points, and that's really all they can do is just try and be physical, try and keep her out of there. And we see there, you know, she's able to do it from inside and out, and they'll be looking to continue to go to her because she just brings such a focus and gets other people open.
We pondered pre-game whether we'd see more of Lauren Cox out there to combat Henshu, but it looks like it's really been the similar rotation to what we've seen throughout the season for Townsville.
It really has, and she did get on court earlier than normal, but unfortunately she got 2 fouls early, so she had to be sat on the bench. But I think Frolin's done a great job being super physical with her, same as Horvat with her minutes. But again, so many good matchups on the floor here tonight.
Always a pleasure watching Courtney Woods go to work. That slow-mo probing action at the point guard spot, along with Abby Ellis, Lucy Olsen. It is such an impressive backcourt unit, and Woods having another influence tonight.
Yeah, she is. She's just able to, you know, get inside the key. That is not easy to do. She makes it look ridiculously easy, but like we've said, she makes the right decision. She's able to sort of get to that mid-range and then decide whether she's going to shoot it, continue, or find an open player. So again, she's just doing what she does and being that real heart and soul leader of the Townsville Fire.
She sure is, and they love her as well in Townsville. You can just hear Toy Story come over the PA every time she scores. Woody, they absolutely adore her. 13 points, 5 of 9 from the field. She's done a bit of everything so far. Courtney Woods, gee, it's going to be hard to pick a winner from here, isn't it, Beck?
I am not a betting woman, but if I was, I couldn't even tell you what team I'd put it on. 2 amazing teams filled with amazing elite athletes. And this is why we're here. This is why the WNBL is so good. We have great Australian talent, and then we import some of the best overseas talent as well.
We certainly do, and Lauren Cox is one of those returning for the Townsville Fire for her second season. Here's a bit more about her story. Cox in time. Oh, yes! Forget that. It's almost been the player on the floor for Sydney. Cox, the lefty lay in.
I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 7 years old. It completely flipped my world upside down. I think as a 7-year-old kid, you're just worried about what am I gonna do after school? What kind of snack am I gonna eat? What friends am I gonna hang out with? That kind of thing. So it made me grow up really quick and mature really fast. I had a lot more responsibilities that I had to worry about, but it has helped me be more disciplined, not only in my life off the court, but also on the court.
4 seconds, Woods, again a late shot clock situation. And again, Lauren Cox.
It's definitely a big responsibility. It's something that I can't really forget about. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. I wear my insulin pump during practices and games. I have my continuous glucose monitor that tells me what my blood sugar is at all times. I'm kind of so used to it. It's been 20 years now that it's kind of just part of my life, and I don't really know life without diabetes. So I do have to manage it and watch my numbers, but it's also just kind of become my life now, and I don't really notice it as much.
Martin probing and Cox again.
That's one of the things that I really love to do, is show kids that they can do whatever they want to do regardless of their diabetes or not, whether that's play sports, become an author, become an actor, whatever it is. You can do anything that you want to do regardless of your diabetes.
Plenty more basketball will be played tonight. Lauren Cox, yeah, she gets another one.
Moments away from the third quarter at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. 49 apiece here in this top three matchup between the Townsville Fire and the Perth Lynx. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry here with you in commentary. And Kate Gaze is courtside. Let's hear her thoughts before the third quarter gets underway. Kate.
What a treat we've had in that first half. What fantastic basketball we've seen out there. Great shooting. Both teams so efficient in how they're playing the game. What I am interested in seeing is how Perth have been playing their pressure defence. Townsville have not seen that type of defence in the last few weeks, so I'll be interested to see how Townsville come out of halftime and deal with that pressure.
Certainly, they've had 6 straight wins by 20 plus. Thanks, Kate. This is a new challenge for them, Rachel.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I'm interested to... This first probably 2 minutes is super crucial to this game because I think teams have been sort of able to hang around Townsville for a half or a quarter, but they put their foot down in the third quarter once Shannon Seabohm has made some adjustments, and that'll be a big test for both of them just to come out of that halftime break and see who's able to adjust better.
Abby Ellis unbothered. Had earlier collision. Inside, Fowler. Only had 10 rebounds at the half. Ellis, Peel clean. They can launch into the open canvas. Abby Ellis, the first 2.
And Shannon Seabohm said Ellis is the spearhead for their defence, and she starts this energy and the rest of her team follow her. She's always up and in on defence, and she got a great steal.
Wilson on a pair of screens from Henshu. Atwell hunting her first triple. Great deep.
What defense from Abby Ellis. We know how hard Atwell is. She has great moves to get into her three-point shot, but that was great one-on-one.
Townsville strike first in the third. Leading Fowler, short roll and finds Froling. Back-to-back buckets for the Fire here. Shoe high post catch. Well, Woods, offensive foul. Henshu, that's her second personal.
Second personal foul. It's a Fire ball.
Woody just giving a good thumbs up to the ref, saying, I hear you.
Ellis, kick out, Sowa. The instant trigger. Downtown hit, Mila Sowa.
How long till Ryan calls a timeout, Rachel?
I think very close. We've just seen this story too many times from Townsville. They come out of that halftime break with a brand new energy and able to really put their foot down.
Our third quarter specialist, Henshu, carving through the keyway.
That was definitely a calming score for the Lynx. They needed that just then.
Sure did. Woods a calming presence to boot for the Fire. Froling. Gets the bounce off the window.
Yeah, you hold up that 3, Froling.
Tony backed out. Running Maley. Open in the corner. Atwell. Sola was there. Rims out. Henshu over the top.
There's not much more you can do there.
No, certainly not. Courtney Woods finds Froling on time.
It's
Great
just
feed.
such pretty basketball, Rachel. The movement of the Fire, it's never stagnant. They make great passes to each other. It's just so good to watch.
It is, but, you know, as they get a great score there from Chibatoni, Perth need to dig in this defensive possession. They need to get a stop just to stem this momentum, and they need to try and keep Townsville out of the paint.
12 points in the first 3.5 minutes here for Townsville. Inside, Alex Fowler. Wilson did well. Ellie exploring down the floor. Wilson has deep range. You bet.
Willie's Green been great beyond the arc tonight. Definitely finding her form from that range.
Slower spins out of trouble. Fowler, the leading scorer at halftime for Townsville. Tried to find Froling. Now it's 2-on-1 down the floor. Amy Atwell. 2 at the line to come for the Lynx.
Well, I think Ryan will be glad he didn't call a timeout because they were able to steady really well. As you see the Amy replay, Ali Wilson's been on fire tonight from that spot.
Sure has. 3 of 5 in the land of plenty for Ali Wilson. These 2 Lynx players on screen represent so much improvement to come for Perth. Atwell working back, Ali Wilson as well. At their best, they are the very best sharpshooters in the league. Ellis at the timeline. Ellie and Fowler. Up in the grill was Chibatoni in the post. And Chibatoni is sore. Sowa will take advantage. Sally Wilson, excuse me, with a mask, adjusting it. You know there's the nose injury coming in. That's unfortunate.
And you can tell after the first couple of minutes, Lynx did change their defensive aggression. They were up and in, but I think on that occasion, Ryan's upset and thinks Sowa obviously hit Wilson accidentally in the nose and looks a bit sore.
Sure does. Hopefully she's okay. It's a 4-point ball game here in the timeout. Ryan Petrick assessed with a technical as well for the feedback to the referee. A little adversity here for the Lynx. Ali Wilson looked to play through it.
And, you know, sometimes, you know, getting a tech foul, obviously they don't want that as a team, but sometimes it can just, when the coach does that in a situation where the team is a little bit upset, it sort of takes the air out of anyone else trying to complain, and they go, okay, Ryan's got our back, we're good, we'll get back on track, and they'll come out of this timeout, hopefully, you know, ready to go and focus.
First timeout in the second half, used by Ryan Petrick. Had a lot of fun so far tonight. Delayed tip with games around the country going to OT. It has been worth the wait. Ryan Petrick utilising his first timeout of the second half. And there's the inadvertent contact to Ali Wilson, who did have nose issue earlier in the season wearing the mask. Sowa takes advantage, but he missed it in the break. Ryan Petrick assessed with a technical.
Yeah, and obviously it was accidental. Wilson was up in her grill playing some great defense, and as always, if you're the offensive player, you're just trying to create space. So it's good to see Wilson still playing. She's super strong.
Well, can step into a 3. Cox corrals. Let's get down to KK's on the floor.
Yeah, just exactly what Rachel Jarry was speaking to earlier. Ryan mentioned to the girls, you know, expect to get a call our way soon, and he really let them know that he had their back. So exactly what Rachel Jarry was saying.
Sowa up to 17.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes a coach will just, you know, get a tech and it sort of takes the air out of the rest of the team's frustration. So it's good coaching by Ryan, and hopefully the team can reward him with some good minutes here.
Further word from the scorer's bench. The technical, in fact, just a warning for Ryan Petrick.
Even better, he just got the warning and there was no free throws.
That's what we love to see.
And good reffing, you know. Everyone's so competitive out there. I think sometimes a warning's all anyone needs. You sometimes need to get your frustration out, and then you're all zen and ready to go.
Absolutely. Halfway through the third quarter here, Lucy Olsen will check in. Townsville with 17 team assists already. It's a staple of the way they go about it. Olsen finding Fowler. Cox left unattended, and Wilson cuts it off. Flipped over Cox, the late contest, but it finds Atwell alone under the rim. Woods rips and goes over the top of Henshu. That was tough.
She attacked the basket with so much confidence then. Didn't second guess herself. Impressive over Henshu.
Wilson exploding inside. Atwell all alone. Henshu. That's a Cardinal sin. 19 and 7 for Hart. 3 blocks. Another big night so far for her. 4-point ball game. Fowler's just short. Back out there. Checks into the office on the post. Cox in front, not giving up any real estate. Good D. Not stop her with a follow though. Henshu hits the deck. Jump ball is the call. It's over to the possession arrow.
And we love to see our 5 women on the floor. It's a long way down for them, but they're hustling, getting after loose balls, and trying to get possession back for their team.
Fire win it back here. 19-15 three-quarter time scoring so far in favour of the home side. Courtney Woods around the pick. It's a real challenge for the Fire. Wilson last minute opted over to Henshu. Quick thinking. Once more on the block. Looking to back down Cox. And the defensive foul against Lauren Cox down low. It's getting a little chippy.
It certainly is, but, you know, I love that from both of them. Cox was being very physical in the post. They don't want Henshu to get her feet inside the key. But Hart knows she's going to cop that every game, and she just went in strong and went up and took that contact and gave her a little bit of a talking to after.
She sure did. Motioning, get up. We love it. And with the ultimate weekend of basketball in Perth, with the WNBL and Minor Hotels Hoops Fest not far away now. 2 Platinum Hoops Fest tickets up for grabs. Return flights for 2, accommodation for 2, and $500 for food and drinks to spend at the Oak and Vine. Don't miss your shot. Scan the QR code now on screen to enter. Henshu got on the seconds. Up to 2 points the buffer. So up. Cox to fire from 3, rattles out. Yarra Wade extended burn today. Off the pine along with Tegan Graham. Wilson's got 11 in the ball game. Step through, Henshu on the left.
And she made that look so easy, but that footwork isn't. Also doing it without a bounce.
Fowler. Tight under the backboard, so needs no introduction from three-point lands. Fowler and Waite were getting tangled up.
You can just see how much every possession means to these girls. They are fighting hard at both ends of the floor on every single possession.
And the bench is up. They're getting around their teammates.
It just feels like a crucial point in the game. You know, it's just been so even this quarter, and you just wonder who's going to get the ascendancy. Is it going to crack open again this game? And these last 2 minutes are so important.
It's been a tight one for your Sunday night. Don't go anywhere. Lucy Olsen and Maley.
Yeah.
There's a foul in the backcourt.
Gave her a bit of an old hip and shoulder. Don't know how many AFL games she's seen, but...
There's that chippiness you speak of. Get a better look at it here. And the right call from the ref.
Yeah. They don't want the game, you know, we love the physicality and the feistiness, but we don't want it to get to the point where, you know, it starts to get a little bit out of control. So good job from the refs just to get everyone back on track.
Absolutely. Here's Henshu's top of the key. Chibatoni inside.
Just smart basketball from Chibatoni. She was getting overplayed by Ellis, backdoor cut, and again taller so she can shoot that right over the top of her.
First lead since the first quarter for the Perth Lynx. Rolling, strong contacts, and a trouble against Ellis. Fair to say that Townsville fans don't agree.
No, they don't, but you know, I wouldn't expect any less from Townsville fans. They're going to back their team no matter what. But, you know, we don't see this at all this season, really, that Townsville are looking a little bit frustrated. Things are hard. They normally, you know, have the game in their pocket by this time of the third quarter. So credit to Perth. They're making things very tough for the Townsville Fire.
Sure are. Henshu again. Inside the outstretched arm, and again, Maley's there drawing some attention. Rolling in the midst of it this time. The challenge had to come at some stage for Townsville. 9-1 at the halfway mark. Soa and Graham this on the wing. It is really starting to get chippy between these two.
You don't really know where to look. There's, you know, all over the court, everyone's cutting, there's contact everywhere. It's, you know, it's great to watch. It just shows the physicality of our league, and anyone who thinks basketball's not a contact sport just needs to be watching this game right now.
Absolutely. Olsen. Soa. Escape dribble, back out for three. Follows her own miss. What's the fresh 14? Ellis. Crossing by Gorman, turnover.
And that's smart. They have one shot left in this possession. They want to use the clock.
It's going to be bonus free throws for the Perth Lynx. Goes against Alicia Froling. First is good for Annalise Maley. The biggest lead was 6 early on in this contest. $10.4 to work with. Olsen with the chance for the Fire, back heel. Froling tapped it out in time and denied from Chibatoni. Great defensive play and a 6-point lead for the Perth Lynx, eked out in this third quarter with 10 to play here in Townsville, and there's feeling in it. 10 to play in Townsville for this all-important match of the round. The Perth Lynx 74 leading the Townsville Fire 68. Fire with a 7-game win streak, and Henshu is out there causing problems for the home side. It's got chippy so far in the third quarter. Henshu has 25 and 9 to lead all scorers here. Milasowa with 17 for the Townsville Fire. Great to have your company for round 9 WNBL. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole and Rachel Jarry with you in commentary. Emily Maley early post catch. And back to the well. Henshu rolling in front. I got the stop, no further though. And Tegan Graham. Lynx lead points in the paint, 38-30. And Chibatoni able to hang and finish.
And the Fire need to make sure that they get their rebounding under control in this last quarter. The Lynx are out-rebounding them so far, 34-28, so they'll want to make sure that they're finishing off play phases.
Woods, single numbers, attacking straight down the keyway and finding Froling.
That's why she's leading the league in assists, people. Woods is so crafty.
That she is. Another 6 and counting tonight for Courtney. Henshu under the board. Nice D from Froling. Woods wanted the trouble. Gorman's got a heave. And again, Chibatoni this time. It's the offensive rebounds.
Just comes up big when it matters most every single week. So impressive.
Such an important piece of veteran presence for the Lynx. Chibatoni's got 17. Ellis releasing Froling. Fowler. Henshu was there. Chibatoni came across. Foul call. Happy to concede it. Interesting coming into this one that Perth Lynx wanted to try and open them up and transition. Well, fast break points, 9-zip favouring Townsville.
Yeah, it is interesting, but, you know, I think that's something as well Perth have been working on, is trying to get, you know, a half-court game style as well to be able to suit when they've got Shu on the floor. And it's worked tonight so far.
It's Olsen short. Sure has worked. They've eked out an 8-point lead here. Into the final period of play. Chibatoni stepping through again. That is 3 straight baskets.
For a guard, she just has the best post moves in the game.
Only a hand in, desperate from Olsen. Chibatoni picks up number 3.
And Rach, you said it before, Fire are normally way ahead of the opposition, and now they're 10 points down. How do they handle this so-called adversity and get back in the game? It will be a true test for them.
Well, yeah, there's nothing like scoreboard pressure, so when you're down in this situation, it changes your mindset, so they can't play freely like they're used to, and it is a great challenge for this Townsville Fire team.
Woods, great vision. Off the 3-point line, Olsen right on the nail. No drop. Fresh 14 though for Townsville. Double-digit lead for the first time in this contest. Courtney Woods. Unfamiliar situation for the Fire. Ali Wilson got it.
They just ran away from it there, left her wide open.
She is pumped up. It's been hard fought in this one. And they've opened up a 13-point advantage. 7 minutes still remaining.
And that could be a really important shot in this time of the game as we look at this Amy replay. Again, Maley coming down. No one matched up on Alex Wilson. But we see Atwell running to the corner. Olsen had to decide, who do I let shoot? So, but that's how you run offensive transition, people. And we've heard it, Rachel. Coaches always tell you, run to the corner.
And who did she have in the key when she was shooting that? Henshu. So you've got all the confidence knowing that her and Maley are in there to rebound your shot.
Download the free WNBL app to catch every score, story and stat highlight this season. It is the fastest way to stay courtside with the WNBL. Scan the QR code on screen now to download it to your device. A pair of timeouts remaining for both coaches. The Lynx surprisingly came into the contest ranked 7th in three-point makes in the WNBL. Townsville 2nd.
And Liam, again, that's not like them. We have known Perth for many seasons to be, one, getting the most three-point shot attempts up and having one of the highest percentages. But last game against the Flyers, when they had that 63-point first half, they had shot the ball as a team at 40% from the three-point line. So I think that was really the first game where every player had really found their form. They'd all hit a three. And I think that's the game that really got them going.
Yeah, absolutely. They are far better than that number suggests, the Perth Lynx. They've got flamethrowers everywhere from distance. Fowler batted off the backboard for an extra chance. Woods, Henshu ahead and blocked out of bounds. Townsville with 9. There's that Stonewall defense. Bit of a stare down as well, mind you.
Oh, we love to see it. Love the competitive nature of all of these players.
Absolutely, Henshu has brought it. What a big night for her, a season high at this early stage of her WNBL tenure. Atwell inside. Now against Wood, it's been highly competitive. Lynx with 4 players in double figures. Fire with the same number, led by Sowa with 17. We've seen them off a fair bit tonight.
We sure have. We know at this time of year, it's hot in Townsville and it's been a physical game. Bodies are on the floor and it's been an exciting one.
Riley out of the break and play. Well, a little stutter step, driving hard on the left. Wins a chance at charity free throws. 5 of 7 from the stripe tonight for Amy Atwell. Cowbells ring. No fancy cheeseburgers in Queensland. They won't get them. Sowa, just relentless, working off ball all game long. It'd be hard to find a player in the WNBL, Rachel, who covers more kilometres than Mila Sowa whizzing around the three-point arc.
Oh, absolutely. She makes me out of breath watching her as we see Ali Wilson hit another dagger. That is a huge shot in the context of this game.
She's having a great evening as well.
I think she heard you before the broadcast, Liam. You wanted to see her get in her form, and she's showing up and showing out tonight.
17 here tonight, averaging the 10 per contest.
Well, Beck, you were a mask wearer, weren't you? Does it take a little bit of time to get used to it and get that, to be able to, you know, get back into your game?
Oh, for sure. Well, especially when you're going down the court, your peripheral vision is not great, but what a timely charge by Fowler on Bailey.
Definitely such a smart defensive player.
And for the first few games, I would be missing my teammates because I literally just couldn't see them. So it does take a bit. You're not used to having something on your face. But again, like we said, a great charge by Fowler. Just read Annalie very well in that play phase. But even if she wasn't scoring, she was still 4th in the league for assists with just under 5 a game. So she does so much, Alex Wilson.
Oh, shit.
And Cox hits the camera operator. Courtney Woods finds the hardwood as well.
And Rach, Perth have just sort of chipped away here, and all of a sudden it was 10 points up. Now they're 17.
They certainly have. They've hit some big shots, but it's really been Alex Cibertoni who's led this charge, I think, in this, sort of last 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay. She's been absolutely brilliant.
14-point scoring run. They can't finish it there. Fowler finally breaks the drought. Under 5 minutes to run here. Perth have been outstanding on the road so far. They bring it home, the Fire. Fight to the end, deep triple, Amy Atwell. That would have taken the air out of the building. Sense of urgency about the Fire. Well, a strong screen provided, great recognition, and Cox to the free throw line.
Great read, and exactly what they needed. And we saw down the other end of the court, they're in a zone on that possession. So it'll be interesting to see if they stick with that. They got a stop, they got the rebound. It is always fraught with danger going to a zone against Perth because they're traditionally such great three-point shooters, but it worked on that occasion, and they're just trying to try something different.
Cox back heel on the seconds. Lane violation will go again. It's an unorthodox 2 of 2. A 13-point margin. Tony stood up in the fourth quarter. Wilson.
And we see Townsville being in that 2-3 zone the last few possessions, but Perth have been able to adapt, and Cibertoni with a great steal.
Comes up with it to find Atwell gliding through, plus interests.
That is a huge moment, and who's at the center of it? Alex Cibertoni.
She has been terrific. Cibertoni, 2 steals, 19 points, and 4 dimes. What a performance. And a timeout with 3:49 remaining on the game clock. Perth. Well, it's up to them now to hold on.
It sure is, and they're in the box seat right now, so all they need to do is trade baskets and they're happy. So Townsville are the ones that are going to have to come out, and they need to get stops to try and put any pressure on this Perth team. But Perth just need to keep doing what they're doing. They don't want to try and save the game now, but they just need to keep playing confidently and keep going through Alex Cibertoni. That's getting it done so far.
Riding on this, the Perth Lynx looking to tie the season series after the Fire after Townsville prevailed by 9 in round 3. Also need to win tonight, Townsville, to stay top of the table. The Spirit at 10 and 2 in seconds. We're almost due for a challenge, though, on a way back, and regardless of tonight's result, perhaps this competitive showing will hold them in good stead going forward.
Rachel and I were talking about this before the game, is if you're winning games so easily all season and you haven't been tested before finals, we personally don't think it's a good thing. Sometimes you need a loss. Yes, they've had that one to Flyers, but just to still build character, work on things, know that when stuff gets tough, that you know how to handle it. And again, these two teams will meet again. It will be interesting who gets head-to-head. But I think this could be a good thing for them. What do you think, Rach?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, there's a saying, you don't lose, you learn. Now, you definitely lose, but you also do learn. So they're going to learn so much from this game. Whatever happens in these last 3 minutes, there's so much. They'll probably learn more from this game than they have from the last 5 games that they've absolutely dominated. So I think it will hold them in good stead. But, you know, Perth will be happy with this one, and they'll be thinking they've got that mental edge over Townsville with it. You know, 3 minutes ago, long way, but if they get this win, a win in Townsville is great for their confidence.
They absolutely are in the box seat, 16-point buffer. Kate Gaze, what did you catch from Coach Seabone?
Yeah, Coach Shannon Seabone was pretty calm in that timeout, considering lots of talk about what they want to look at offensively, as we just seen Lauren Cox get a nice little jumper there. Yeah, he was very calm, just talking to the girls about where they want to get scores from. Obviously, everyone knowing they need to get some stops.
With a tiny uncharacteristic. 11 turnovers tonight for Perth, just 7 for the Townsville Fire. %30% from 3. It's down on their normal season average, that's for sure. They've been lights out so far this season from distance, Townsville. Two and a half on the game clock. Perth looking to ice it. Tony all alone.
Great heads-up play by Alex Wilson. She's such a great facilitator, and Tony just reading the play so well.
Henshu comes up with an offensive foul against Fowler. Trying to protect the ball with the off arm. Caught Henshu a little high.
Let's hear those fire fans, bring it now.
Wilson exploding to the iron. 94 on the ball for the Perth Lynx. What an offensive display. 51% shooting from the field. Well, right there with Woods. Solid screen provided, great vision. Fowler for 3, they needed that. Seconds remaining in regulation. Outstanding night from this woman, Alex Cibertoni. 21. Henshu has 28 off the back of her second 3.
Oh, she's incredible. What a difference she has made to this Perth Lynx since she's come in. And you look at those numbers, just insane.
She's always smiling. It's so infectious. I find myself smiling on the other side of the screen, and you can just tell she brings such a positive energy and really fits in, and you can just tell they really love and enjoy playing together.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, she gave a couple of stare downs in this game, but she was also smiling at the same time. So it sort of defeats the purpose of the stare down.
Could not have gelled better with this Perth team.
The smiling assassin.
Lynx are going to get it done on the road and stop this 7-game win streak. What an outstanding performance, Wilson. Looking to make it 20 for her. Maley, another big rebounds. Abby Ellis caught high. It's going to be some sore players tomorrow.
They will be in ice baths, getting massages, recovery boots, a lot of sleep. It has been a physical game, but this hasn't been the first one that we've seen all season.
No, and that's how you know it's two teams that are going to be there at the pointy end of the season. This is, you know, WNBL basketball, and it has sort of had a finals-like feel with the way they're playing, and it just, you can just tell how much this game means to both of these teams.
It'll be 1-1 the season series. Chantel Horvath back out there. That's positive for the Fire fans. Ollie Forster as well getting an opportunity. Next meeting between these two in round 14, January 20th in Perth. The final game of this season series, 2 decided. Haley. Single numbers, Gorman. Run out of real estate. This is now going to make the race for top spot as well really interesting.
Like we said, you know, head-to-head between these top 3 teams is going to be so important as we move through the season with the way that they're all playing. So, you know, Perth needed that to even up the ledger with Townsville.
Perth do it. They come into Townsville and get it done. In enemy territory, 97-81. What a performance. They improve to 8-3 on the season. And they stop the run for the Townsville Fire. 7 on the trot, no more. They fall to 9-2. On the Fire, they have plenty of contenders, it seems, to WNBL26. Then to go right there, they'll move to first on the table. And Perth now in the running as well for top spot. Head-to-head could indeed become a factor, as you mentioned, Rachel Jarry. And Henshu, my goodness, 28, 13, 4 blocks, 2 steals.
And 2 stare downs.
And here she is on the floor with Kate Gates.
Hey guys, I'm here with Han. Han, great game today. How did it feel out there?
I feel today is a tough game, and this team is very physical. It's very helpful. I be more aggressive. They push us to be more aggressive today, and our team, they play together. Very good teamwork.
And coming into this team, you've really played very well. You've slotted in easily. You are comfortable with your teammates and Coach Ryan Petrick?
Yeah, I appreciate my Coach Ryan and my teammates. They always believe me, and it's not only me. It's about every single person. It's a teamwork. Yeah.
Do you think you'll see Townsville Fire in the grand final at the end of the season?
I'm sorry, pardon?
At the end of the season, you'll face them in the grand final. Do you think that?
Now I only play 3 games, so I don't know another team what happened, but I believe they are like very tough team. Yeah, so I want to face them in the end. Yeah.
Well, no team has come up here and beat them, so well done. You had a fantastic game, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
An outstanding game for Henshu, and she's right, it certainly was physical, and they were up for the challenge, Beck.
They sure were. We were not disappointed with tonight's game. I don't think we expected this big a margin from these 2 teams. Definitely a little closer, but Han, just such an impactful player. Again, her footwork is outstanding. Her finishing inside as well as beyond the arc is superb at 6'11". But it's also, like she said, it's the teamwork. Her being out there makes easier shots and easier just plays for the other players like Wilson, Atwell, Chiapatoni. So I'm sure they're very thankful that Han is a part of their team.
And she played 32 minutes tonight. For someone of her size to be able to do that and play at that level for those 4 quarters, it's super impressive, and it's a bit scary for the league if she's going to be fit enough to run around for the full 40 minutes.
Yeah, it really is. It's such a pleasure to have her in the WNBL. Stick around, we'll wrap it all up after this. Perth Lynx come up with a massive victory on the road. Welcome back to the Townsville Entertainment Centre post-game wrap, and the Lynx get it done by 16 points away from home. Massive victory, their 8th of the season as they keep touch with the top of the table. All 5 starters were in double figures, led by Henshu, who was outstanding with 28. And Alex Civittoni, we have to shout her efforts out. She was outstanding in that fourth quarter in particular.
She really was. Civittoni is just so crucial in big-time moments, big-time plays. And as we see here, as we look at the match stats, just one major factor is the rebounds, 34 to 47. We got to credit Anneli Maley. She had 15 of them today, but it's just remarkable what they can do on that end of the floor.
They controlled the painted area, that's for sure, and outscoring the Townsville Fire 23 to 13 in the fourth. Here's a look at the second half highlights and how they were able to pull away down the stretch when it mattered. The Ellis coming up with a steal there at the start, and they got off to a nice opening, the Townsville Fire, starting with a 7-0 run at the beginning of the third, which is almost easy to forget at this stage.
Well, yeah, they, we felt like it was getting away, and we were, asking Ryan to call a timeout, and he didn't do that initially. They settled for a little bit, and then they were able to get going, and they hit some big shots. But I think it was defensively, they made things tough for Townsville. They haven't experienced as much of that. We see Townsville's shooting percentage was a little bit lower than it normally is, but just on 31% from 3, which has certainly been much higher than that this season. So credit to Perth for being able to, make Townsville have to score in different ways. But that lady there, Alex Civittoni, she was just superb when it matters, making the right shots. And as you see, Ali Wilson, she was also great. So they just hit some big shots, and they'll get so much confidence out of that win.
Here's a look at the Bunnings ladder, and it feels like this could really change the balance of power, I think, Beck, in the WNBL. Perth are coming off the back of that. This is going to build confidence.
It sure is. They have confidence within that team so much, but this, knowing we just beat top of the ladder, that has to feel good. And we spoke about head-to-head earlier. These guys are going to face each other in finals, and you want home court advantage when you're travelling from Perth to Townsville. It is a long way.
It certainly is. That is the biggest road trip in the WNBL, bar none. It feels like it's been around. It's been full of movers and shakers, Rachel. The Caps have made their play. They're into fourth now clean, and the Lightning as well. They're not a side to count out either. Yeah,
absolutely. It feels like both of those teams, the Caps and the Lightning, have just clicked a little bit in their last couple of games, and they'll be looking to try and string some wins together. But yeah, that Tuesday game, the Flyers and the Venom, that's going to be a big one, because I think, the winner of that can sort of still stay in touch with the top 4, but the loser is probably going to have a tough time for the next, few rounds.
Yeah, it's been a season full of frustration for the Geelong Venom, close on so many occasions, and for Southside Melbourne, this really feels like a must-win to keep pace with Adelaide and the UC Caps. One game remaining here in round 9. It's been so much fun to bring it to you tonight. Thank you very much for joining us here in what has been one of the games of the season. First versus third, and now we have a new side atop the WNBL table. Bendigo with 10 wins, 2 losses, and finally the Townsville Fire. They have their match. Perth are coming. Thank you very much for joining us. Liam Ellison, Beck Cole, Rachel Jarry, Kate Gaze, sideline. It's been a great doubleheader for your Sunday evening, and from all of our hard-working team behind the scenes here, thank you and good night.
They just ran away from it there, left it wide open.